Alright, so this question is serialize and deserialize BST. So basically, you are given the tree node root, and you're going to serialize the entire tree. So how do you serialize? You have to use a pre-order traversal. So pre-order traversal is that you adding your current node into the list first, and then you do the left and you do the right. So once this is serialized, the whole thing is serialized into a list or into a string. Let you know how to deserialize. Then you can just actually pull every single one of them back to the tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to serialize the whole entire tree into the string builder, and then using a comma separator to make sure which node go first, which node go second. So in pre-order traversal, the current parent, the parent is 2. By the way, this is BST, right? BST is everything is has a pattern. Everything on the left is smaller than a root. Everything on the right is greater than a root. So that will be it, right? So let's stop coding, and then it will be easier to actually explain what's going on. So I have a string builder. Initialize to SB, and now we'll do the serialize SB passing to root, and I return SB.toString. So serialize is actually pretty straightforward. Okay, serialize, and then I'll say private. I can use void serialize string builder SB tree node. No. So the way to do the serialize is you want to make sure if the node is equal to null, then you basically don't want to add anymore. And so now we already know tree node is valid. So I'm going to say sp.append the node.val, and then later on I want to append another character which is going to be separated by another tree node. So I'm using a comma separator. So I'm going to say serialize sp, and then it has to be node.left, and serialize sp for node.right. So this will serialize the whole entire BST into a string. Then now this is deserialized. Deserialized, we get this value from serialized method. So this is going to be string data. So the first thing is I'm going to split the comma into whatever so it has to be what. So let's see. So data.split by comma, right? It's going to be a string array. I convert to a list of string. So it will be array.list. So this will become a list of string, and then I want to basically put this into the linked list, into a queue. So I will say queue string new linked list, and that list. So what I'm trying to do is I put this, the whole entire data, and it's split by comma separator. Then I convert the string array into the list of string, and then I convert the list of string into the linked list for the queue. So that's pretty much it. But before we do the split, if data is null or data is empty, you won't be able to split. So the best case for this is if data equal to null or data is length is actually equal to 0, then you will do the return null. There's nothing to return, so just return null. And everything else I will do return deserialize. So it has to be a tree node type, right? So deserialize, I have queue. So what's my current maximum and minimum for the tree? Basically, it's currently like nothing, right? I cannot initialize any the smallest or greatest. So I'm going to just by default I'm going to say in integer.min value and integer.max value to represent the min and max for the left and right. So I'm going to just do this private tree node deserialize, and it has to be Q string, and this will be low, this will be high. So if Q is empty, basically there's nothing to traverse, so I'll return null. And if I want to pull the data from the queue, this will be better to using the pick, because pick equal to q.pick. So the reason why you want to do the pick is because what happened if the current value is supposed to be on the left, and then you say q.pull, so you already pull the data out from the queue, then it will mess up the order, right? So you do the precondition check to do the pick, and then since this is the int, string, I'm comparing to the int, so it will have to be what? Val equal to integer.parsing pick. So if val is actually less than low, or val is greater than high, so what does this mean? Can I have a value less than val? Probably less than low? Probably no, right? Because there's nothing I should go out of bound for the low, and there shouldn't be a value that I should go above. Go to the right side than high, because the BST has to be in the range, and then if you actually break this condition, then you are supposed to be on different side of tree. So for example, your val is -1 and low is 2. So supposedly you are not in this current subtree, you need to be on the other subtree, right? So in this situation, we don't want to consider this scenario, so we'll return null. And then we will have to do so after this condition has validated, right, we can start my node. And then this is going to be my value, right? So I would say string, sorry, I would say string no equal to, sorry, not no. What is a better items, something like this, q.pull, okay? So I pull that data out, I int item value, I would probably say current items data. Now probably say data will become equal to integer parsing and then items. So this is the value that I'm going to initialize for my tree node. So data right here. And then once I already know my current data is for this tree node, I can do the node.left and node.right. This is serialized, keep deserialized my left side. So left side low is always the lowest, right? Low is this never change, right? So low always go low. And for the high, since our high is what? Our high is like data, right? Anything on the left side of BST cannot go above data. Alright, so it will be similar to the node.right. So deserialize, serialize, and then Q will still be here. And then just wanted to make sure that anything won't go go above high, but if the tree node on the right side is below data, it's not allowed. So data has to be the low for the rest of subtree. So data is the current current root, right? Anything on the left side of the subtree is between this range. Anything on the right side of subtree is between this range. Then later on you will just return no. So this will be the solution. Okay, cool. So for the time and space, let's talk about this. So the serialized method, so it has to be all of n for the time. You're adding every single node into the string builder. For the space is all of n, you're adding every single node.val into the string builder. And then same thing for deserialize. Deserialize, you convert the string into the queue, and then you pull every single one of them at one at a time. So space all of them, time all of them for deserialize. So all of them serialize and deserialize are all of them. So that's pretty much a solution. Alright, see ya.